We have Yule Cup Day 4, Group D is our topic of the day. Lin, Fly, Loliot, Sock in our first game. As you can see in the bracket here, it's Fly versus Sock, the only Chinese in this bracket, up against 3 Koreans. Almost all races represent except Undead. They had their day yesterday. So Fly versus Sock in one of our most beloved matchups, the human versus orc. Let's see how they approach this and what shape Fly is and how Sock is playing, having received some bad news about this WGL qualifier just a couple of hours ago. Maybe that does affect him to some degree. I can wait for the games, Remo. Who will be players 7 and 8 to join us in the Yule Cup quarterfinals?
We're starting off on Concealed Hill, which is a bit of a surprise. Normally we see that being the orc counter pick. Certainly a pretty nice orc map. We have the fountains, we have the expansions, which nowadays become much more popular on tier 2, and we have some Zeppelin drop shenanigans possibilities. The first question always has to be about the first hero. In the past, the last few weeks, it's been all about the Farseer, TC combo. But we have seen some players move away from the Farseer a little bit again towards the Blade Master. Fly, a master of the blade, sometimes a little reckless with his blade. Will not be using that hero, however, here is going to be going for the Farseer once again. Does make sense, especially on this map. Not really a great Blade Master map. And good for expanding, good for abusing the fountains, good for playing like tier 2 mass, which is more the Farseer style than the Blade Master, where you put all of your eggs in the blade basket. Question is, Sock, how aggressively is he going to play? How easily is he going to be able to level? And how well can the orc prevent this? Level 3 AM for the level 2 elementals, always a big cornerstone in every human game. And if you let the human do what he wants, he's going to get there very early. That's going to make things for the orc very difficult. So probably it's going to be Fly here under pressure early, looking to slow down the opponent.
Yeah, the old joke that we do almost every time when Fly is choosing a Farseer. At least he can't lose his Blade Master with that. But yeah, I think at the moment Fly is doing a lot better with the Farseer than with the Blade. Not this cutting corners, risking everything playstyle, which is kind of fun to watch at times if it works, but also super frustrating if things go wrong. Thank you, Mad Frog, for the big host, by the way. Glad that so many people were watching you this morning. Always a joy to see you and Taker rocking this old game. So, Fly was not able to get into the base of Sock, not able to get any peasants, not creeping at all. Sock, though, not on level 2, so tech will not be delayed for the Korean, but leveling is. So what's more important? I don't know.
And slightly awkward movement here by Sock so far on the map. He takes the first camp, which is the obvious choice to go for, and then runs across towards the orc base, however turns around, not doing anything. Sock could have easily crept to level 2 right now. The nice thing in the early game here for human is that there's plenty of small green camps. You can go from one to the next. Some footies here, the AM here. The militia can even solo creep one of the green camps. So normally, this is a rather good map to get a fast level 3 AM on. But this one is going to be a little bit slower. He's going to get level 2 here. That is the bare minimum of what you have to get. But his level 3 shouldn't be that fast. But yeah, as you pointed out, the tech is certainly much later. This costs a lot of militia to deal with the wolves not harvesting lumber for a long time. So tier 2 for the human will be quite a bit later. But that is kind of standard nowadays.
True. On the other side, Sock lost the footman already thanks to a nice surround by Fly at the forest. So not empty experience bars anymore for Fly, but yeah, definitely a level behind. Sock is moving out to the outskirts of the map, taking care of the little kobolds here, and creeping at the same time with militia at the sea turtle. Is this enough for 3?
No, that's not enough. He needs another green camp. I'm pretty certain. So yeah, this is a nice move. Militia creep 1 green camp, the AM is somewhere else, and the footies are somewhere else. Yeah. And the cool thing here is, if the footies get hurt, there's a fountain to make use of. Whoa. But that can also be abused.
3 camps at the same time. I think I've not seen this before. I was very much in awe of Chimiko's creep route here. When was it? 2 days ago? Oh, did the wolf get the last hit?
Yes.
Holy smokes! He's getting the footman as... Nah, not as well.
Oh, the Farseer steals the last hit that prevents the level 3 further. Both these kills would have been level 3 for the AM. This is such a big deal. This is why only the top orcs can make this game look like this. Normally, you don't get these moves. Normally, you can't prevent level 3. But if you're on this level, you can.
Flyman continues to impress since PPL. Oh, here's the TC. Not deciding to go for Aura. Listen to our cast, probably. No mana for Water Elemental. The second one is expiring. So there's not much to do for Sock at the moment. He's waiting for that Water Elemental, but the Lodge is up. The burrows should be protected with only Archmage and Water Elemental, and it's still only level 1. I don't see many chances for Sock currently.
Yeah, these creep blast hits, they make such a massive difference here as we're moving towards the mid game. The choice to go to Lodge instead of walkers with the Tauren totem means that probably the orc is going to be a little bit stronger early on, but the better late game units normally are the walkers, but of course they take longer to come online. Big last hit once again, but dude, Fly's last hit game is so on point, absolutely outstanding. But Sock still wanting to pressure, wanting to slow down this TC, creeping almost a surround on this AM. Only he had the stomp. But then he wouldn't have been able to get so well into position before.
Yeah, it's easy to say like that, but without the movement speed, I don't think the Archmage would be in trouble. Still no level 3 is taking so much time. Mountain King coming, double Sanctum in the base, lots of creeping for Fly. Who is it? Of course, tier 2 Berserker strength as well, so the grunts are a little stronger and tankier. Not going for a Beastry, so no Raiders at all. Or Wyvern or Kodo.
And here with the peon moving out, we see the kind of normal tier 2 transition nowadays for Orc. TC gets level 2, you have the powerful spellcasters early on tier 2. You want to make use of your strength by pressuring and across the map expanding behind that. MK is only level 1, he's not that strong just yet. Will be very strong later, of course, but takes some time to come online. Last hit stolen with the Chain Lightning, nicely done. Once again, good experience denied. This is a theme of this game. TC walking in with a nice stomp. Finds the connection on the priest, and Fly is ready to find more kills over here.
Absolutely. Militia coming in, but... Okay, losing a Shaman, that's pretty big, as he had some mana. Stomp again. Could result in 2 Footman kills. Another Shaman is coming. Water Elemental's not a matter in this fight. Takes out the Footman. Sock is losing a lot of Footmen. Surrounding the Farseer. Nicely done for the Korean, but pretty sure he can fight out. Yeah, especially with Chain Lightning. And he has a Speed Scroll. Fly is thinking about surrounding the Archmage here and go for a kill, but nope. Uses his own TP to get out with without too many losses. Problem is for him, yes, it was a good fight. He took out a lot of tier 1 units, but he lost all his Shaman.
They are cheap to replace, though. Only 130 gold, so he's going to be able to get them back pretty quickly. And once they use the first purge or 2, not that useful anymore. It's especially the high mana Shaman, losing them with a depth that hurts. So you can remake him quickly. He has a depth training already, so he doesn't need to waste time on that anymore. But the expansion is coming up, and that's the win condition. Sock wants to cancel it before it's coming up. That could be successful, but everything in Warcraft comes at a price. If he goes for the cancel here, he's not creeping. This MK is still only level 1.5 against the TC, who's almost level 3.
But the push should be in time. Lots of damage on the Great Hall. And down it goes. Burrow will be cancelled as well. Fly only at 40 supply. And his tier 2 plan was cancelled indeed. But maybe the backstab can change things. TC level 3, Farseer level 3, big AoE.
Players' forces are under attack.
Intercepting the Militia.
There's no TP on the Farseer anymore. This is a little bit dangerous. There's an invul and a speed scroll though. TC getting focused right away with no Spiritling being there. This TC is always a valuable target. Speed scroll now, aggressively used, moving forward, looking for the big stomp. Hits it on both heroes, wants to force a TP on the AM most likely. But the TC or AM, what's going to be in trouble first? And what about the Farseer? The surround wasn't closed on the AM. Uh-oh, grave mistake by Fly. And once again, the Farseer is surround. He wasn't looking at that one, and the Farseer first hero is gonna die. Uh-oh. Is this the point where it all turns around? Fly now, trapped in the slow trap. Doesn't have the necessary dispel to get rid of that debuff. Might be losing more grunts. Man, this looked so good for Fly for so long. But with a hero loss like that, suddenly it's rough.
Again, a hero loss. Again on the side of Fly. Yeah, wasn't paying attention. A little pickaxe kill. Wow, he's busting out headhunters now. Interesting choice. Farsia needs to come back. Expo cancelled. Fight was won by Sock for sure. Sends the militia back. Got the breakers up, and it was a slow breaker transition with heavy focus on the casters first. But the longer the game goes now, the less effective is the TC. And yeah, not having a staff or a TP on your first hero against the Mountain King, that hurts.
Yeah, also using that speed scroll aggressively was a bit of a risk. If he saves it for dangerous positions, perhaps he could have saved himself. Failing to surround the Ogre Lord? Oh no, he gets it. Okay. Big item to be found here. Khadga's Pipe, probably the best, but plenty of good items. Oh, there we go. Ding, ding, ding.
Hits from the bong. So Sock wants to fight again. Fly doesn't. Speed scroll countered by a Stormbolt, at least on this one unit. Focuses on it. Good block. Kill again. Archmage had a very rough time to get up to level 3, but since then, he's in pretty much control. Heal scroll against the Chain Lightning. More Raiders are coming, and the Farseer is almost back.
And the more I see this Shaman play, though, it's cool if it works out with the Purges, finding the kills, and with the Lightning Shield running as well. It's really, you know, flashy, but it feels like the top humans just realize that the big weakness is the heroes. There's no Spirit Link to protect them. There's, of course, no Shadow Hunter for healing. And when you don't have that Spirit Link backup, these heroes can be made of paper, especially the Farseer, if he's out of position. And the TC, of course, may be, or is certainly tankier, but it's always going to be in the Vanguard, so also always in a dangerous position. All in all, going to say that I feel like the Walkers are the more viable choice nowadays. This is what we saw Focus playing here really well, and getting the victory just a couple of days ago.
Raider Walkers, of course, also benefit a little more from the fountains, as they have more HP and regen faster. Level 4 TC, though, getting closer to a level 4 Farseer as well. But on the other side, Mountain King level 3, big mana. Closing in on level 4 Archmage. And another expansion scouted and cancelled. Suck kind of knows, that's nice. Rune Bracers.
Oh,
pretty awesome item for Fly again.
Absolutely. That's tremendous item for this TC. He's level 4. Farseer is level 4. If a TC gets to level 5, nothing's ever over. So, this game is far from in the books.
Thank you, by the way, KJHFGL for the 2-month resub. You guys are awesome. No. You are awesome. Thank you.
A player's forces are under attack.
Expansion is cancelled again. But it's more creeping. This is also something that we have to remember about expansions. It's not just the opportunity of a second base, which is of course the main reason, but it also can be helpful for tactical positioning. If you set up an expansion, you put a threat on the map, basically, that the opponent has to deal with or has to respond to in some way. And if he goes there with his army to cancel, that means that he's not going to be anywhere else on the map creeping, so that it can open up lots of creep opportunities for you instead.
Yeah, we just saw that at the upper left-hand side of the map. Burrow taken out as well. Fly is supply stack, needs 2 new burrows for this. Farseer level 4 now. Oh, and Fly again with the Witch Doctor. Is he going tier 3? No, not yet. He played quite a bit of tier 3 recently. Love the Watch Awards. He starts to spread them. Has good vision. And because of that, it's not getting creepjacked here. So it already pays off.
Yeah, this is really nice. And these are the 10-minute sentry wards.
So ridiculous, right?
it's a pretty ludicrous concept. Comes at the cost, of course, that the unit is completely worthless for fighting. Especially before other training. But here we go. TC going for the Stomp, but only hits the MK. This is always the late game issue for the TC when there's a breaker frontline that is established, which of course here it nicely is. TC is tanky though, and is going for the MK next now. Who's in trouble? Almost surrounded, getting surrounded, has to go for the invul. Invo keeps him safe for at least 7 seconds. He's looking for the kill, though. Sock knows he can't save a second hero unless he TPs, and he will TP out. Just barely in time to keep the MK safe.
Saving the Kodo as well. Sock, no exit kills. Now time for the Orc to creep up, and his TC is so dangerous, man. This inventory, Rune Braces, Katka's Pipe, Pendant of Energy, and still an Invul to be safe. He's focusing heavy on him now. This should be level 5. Bigger mana as well! Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Outside of the Scroll of the Beast, actually everything would have been good. But yeah, this is probably the best one. Yeah. And almost level 5. If he devours the 2 breakers in the stomach, he's level 5 actually.
Yep. Does take some time. But yeah, Farseer used the time to get some items again. Scroll and Invul Potion. Sock is pushing again. Knows that Fly is still at 60. He's coming in with 62. Let's go. Archmage super safe in the back. Kodos have eaten. Could be positioned a little more defensively. That's level 5. So, let the Stomper begin.
I'd love to see a Zeppelin. Zeppelin, speed scrolls, TC into the back. So of course, none of that is free. It's always easy for us casters to say, oh, why doesn't he get a Zeppelin and mass speed scrolls? Everything costs money. And especially when you're in upkeep on one base already, everything becomes a little bit more expensive.
And you're trying to set up an expansion 5 times. Goes into your budget as well, of course.
Yeah. But this one might be safe now. There's very little value still on the map in terms of creeps. We have one green cam in the top left, which really doesn't matter at this stage in the game. So Fly could just be camping the expansion right now. This doesn't come at a great cost for him.
1-1 upgrades for the Korean, not doing anything special except expanding. We have 2,600 gold remaining. Can Fly hold this and finally get his Great Hall up? Tower cancelled, TC comes in. Can he reach the backline this time? Or 2 targets only. Lightning Shield and Chain Lightning. Heal Scroll against that. It's the first target, once again, the Mountain King. He's only level 3 for now, so I think it's alright. Storm once more, mostly absorbed by the Spellbreakers. The range isn't as great as it is from the Clap. Kodo has eaten once again. Heal Scroll used. TC is fast, being slowed down now. 2 targets. Can he finally kill this pesky MK?
Could commit to it with the Invul Potion. Dodges the Stormbolt with that Invul. Oh, and the Stomp in the back.
Oh, wow.
Hitting all the casters really well. Is there a follow-up Chain Lightning perhaps?
Not yet.
Yeah, the mana in just a second, but all the units are so hurt. Look at the Grunts. Look at the Raiders. They're about to die. And what about the TC? If he falls, this is the true disaster. But not too much follow-up damage on him.
Dust settles. No decision yet, but Fly needs time. And Sock has the health fountain. And of course the Brilliance Aura on level 2 to give him mana. And here he gets health. He will be in fighting shape in a minute. I don't know if Fly can follow this up.
Is Fly gonna go for the Invul here or go for the Heal Scrolls? Once again, he doesn't have that much money left. Everything is available in the shop. He's going for the Heal Scroll. That means he leaves the Invul for the MK.
Players' forces are
Coming in.
Still one though. Yeah, here we go.
Oh. Can he surround him? The Sentry Ward reveals him here in the invis, but he should be able to make it back. The sheep!
Control magic coming in. The wolves are now useless. More priests, more swords. There's not too many wards on the right-hand side. Everything is plastered with them on the left hand. But alright, Sock. Everything green except the Mountain King, who was focused a little. Fly finally got the Great Hall, but for how long?
Sock doesn't need to push all in against this. Sock has got his own expansion up now. He's playing 2 base versus 2 base at this point. He kind of did what he came to do, I guess, with a delay, with some cancels, and most importantly, buying time for a second base. Because normally, the longer this goes, the better it becomes for human, for the reason that there's really no answer to Spellbreakers. If you play Blade Master, you can deal with them, but if you don't, Grunts alone, don't do it, and everything else is really weak against Breakers.
But what about
Breakers,
Tauren, Remo?
Tauren are pretty good against Breakers, but they're kind of bad against everything else. That's the problem.
Ah, damn, I thought for once we had a solution that pleases you.
Sock is stealing the Sentry Wards, by the way, with Control Magic.
Oh, how good is that? Oh, yeah. It's his wards now. Oh, this is so good.
Mainly keep his MK safe in invis. In we go. TC getting focused right away. But the Stormbolt really doesn't hurt that much. It's the breaker feedback that hurts more following the Stormbolt.
Oh, Chain Lightning, 1,000 damage if he has enough targets, which he has. Kodo, Speed Scroll, eats one, blocks himself. So couldn't get the second Devour off yet. And the Speed Scroll is gone again. He has a second one to get out, though. Oh, Lightning Shield into the casters. Finally, it's working. Follow up with the Chain Lightning, but dispelled. Inward Potion Stomp again, and it starts to really, really hurt. Goes for the Archmage, still stunned, no TP. Chain Lightning executes him. Level 6, more mana. GG. Fly turns this around once more in the end and takes map number 1. What a nice execution in the final fight.
I didn't even realize he didn't have a TP. I thought he certainly must have one. He had been on 2 bases for quite a while. I think if Sok just falls back and plays more passively, this is absolutely a doable game for him. Yes, his MK was lower level, but he was close to level 4 as well. I can never understand, like, in the late game, being on the map against Purge without TP, it's just so dangerous. It's so risky.
Yeah, Sok maybe thinking he needs to hold Fly down a little longer to make his expansion pay off more. I don't know what his thinking was.
It would have actually been cool if he's forcing the engagement down there and then he has to retreat, because on the way out he's slowing everything, so he's buying a lot of time for himself, where the slowed units take forever to get across the map. Whereas if Sok is just sitting back at his expansion, there's no slow affecting the grunts and so on, so Fly would have been much sooner if he wanted to attack. So I think the positioning there was good. If he had just had a TP, I can't believe he didn't have a TP.
A little too greedy. Cost him the game in the end. But it's only 1-0. He chooses Amazonia as his next map.
All right, this is going to be our smallest map in the pool. Concealed is rather large, I guess we can say. Wonder what his game plan here is. Normally nowadays we don't really see expansions anymore. We don't really see tower pushes anymore. Unless your name is Chimiko, then maybe you sprinkle them in. But not really Sok. I must say though, by Fly, really well done. This TC Shaman play is really risky. If you don't get a decent advantage, or if you slip up a little bit, stuff has a tendency of dying super fast. So your execution has to be extremely on point. And there were a couple of scary moments in there, but level 5 TC, guys. Never count out level 5 TC.
You were absolutely right with that prediction in the mid-game somewhere. Fly in the red in the upper right on Amazonia versus Sok. The Orc has the lead. As we said before, no Orc qualified for the round of 8 yet. They have pretty great shot here in this group though, with Lin and Fly, 2 of the 3 strongest Orcs in the world now. Not now, pretty much forever. And yeah, Sok on his map now, aiming for the equalizer before we get Lawlight versus Lin later.
Amazonia is one of the stronger level 3 Archmage maps. So is Concealed though. But thinking back to that early game, 3 last hit seals. Yeah. Absolutely absurd. If he misses everything. 1, the AM is level 3, that whole game looks different. The TC slowed down more, he gets level 5 wave later, if he even gets level 5. Every little thing, starting from the early game, has massive ramifications. The ripple effect is a big deal.
Yeah, especially like
in Warcraft.
The one moment where he was at the beginning of tier 2, close to Fly's base, if he has level 3 there, he has a couple of intelligence points more, than he has the mana for the Water Elemental. The Water Elemental is level 2, not level 1, then he can do some damage there.
Yeah, and he can keep the Orc busy the whole time because he only has grunts so far. Suddenly, the MK says hello. With the Stormbolt, the Water Elementals are still there, and grunts can start dying. That slows everything down. Even less creeping. So yeah, that was absolutely a tremendous move. Perhaps the move that actually won Fly that game, as insane as that is. Yeah. Along with all the other great ones that he pulled off, of course. So it's Farseer again. versus the AM. We saw level 1 harass right away on the previous map, but this map offers a lightning shield creep, which is really effective. So that is what Fly is going to be opting for here. For the harass is potentially very rewarding here. Let's see if Sock can make it work. The big hope, of course, is the last hit on the Renegade.
Close, but
That was
didn't
super close.
Yep. He's denying one of the rogues. Not the second one, though, but it's far away from level 2. Doesn't go for the green one, so his task here was to get level 2 for the Chain Lightning Harass, and now he used his early game time and didn't get level 2. Archmage got it.
The AZ creep is so fast though from the human side that you really, even if you play super aggressively, you can't really stop his level 2.
No, that's not what I say. It was like this harass now is gonna be way less powerful without Chain Lightning.
Maybe he gets some experience here. If he gets one more peasant, 2 more peasant is enough actually for the level 2. So again, early game all about experience. Sock, if he can deny that on the Farseer, that's good for him already. Farseer did bring some heal salve, so he can afford to lose a couple of HP over here. Tech, of course, is faster from the Orc side. This was more than half a tech advantage the previous game. This one should not be as large.
Can he kill? Okay, militia duration is over. That's the kill right here. Wasn't enough for level 2. Needs one more. And he used half of his mana already for the wolves as well. Sock, 5-footmen, they're not even really hurt. Grunt is hurt. This early game belongs to the human for sure. And you're right, it's still almost half attack. Kind of surprises me as well. Opens up the Wyvern play again. With only an Arcane in the base.
Oh, the surround again. Are you serious?
He's so... Did he, like, swap skills with Chimiko? That surround was sick.
Yeah, and that's the sloppy one. That's one you really shouldn't get caught in. Of course, when MK comes out with the Stormbolt, you know, stuff like that can happen, but this TP being missing is a big deal. What did we see earlier? He was committing heavy with a level 2 TC to put in damage, and then once it turned around with the slow trap, then he was able to TP out, having taken a great fight until that point. This option is out the window now. There's no safety TP anymore. Maybe a speed scroll, but that one's not 100% reliable.
Finally level 2. Took him 5 minutes. When usually like 2 minutes late, pretty much. Grunts take out a spot in front of Sock's base, but can be punished. He knows what's up. The Taskmaster's pretty dangerous. Archmage gets boots. I guess he has 900 gold. Fly doesn't seem to be threatened by these footmen. Could be surrounded again and then he's dead and the game's over. Chain Lightning secures the kill. Kinda needed that. Claws and gloves. Okay.
But for this being AZ, this AM's experience really isn't that good. Okay, he's going to the green camp here. If he militia creeps the other green, is that enough for 3?
Dude. Double bestiary.
Oh my god, he's actually doing it.
Double
He's actually playing Windriders.
bestiary, mate.
Oh,
That's
it's
something
always a
new.
risky strat.
Oh, Nightcrawler Fly's not looking. Could have gotten for the last hit, but... Pretty chaotic mid-game, man. Oh, bash on the Archmage! Instant surround! Sweet!
Oh, seriously. Blizzard, can we please remove Bash from these creeps? This is...
Why? It's fun!
No, it's not. It's not fair. It's RNG. This is not Hearthstone, okay? It is Warcraft, but it's not Hearthstone.
Oh, I thought for a second he's blocked in with his Archmage, but guess he's not.
No, as the great Florentine Will told us, you don't want to wall off your main.
Are you watching Creepjack now?
I watched like one episode 3 weeks ago or something.
Ah, got a little triggered then, I guess.
No.
Oh, okay, then you missed the rage episodes.
Ah, he got triggered.
Yeah. A lot
okay.
recently.
Why is that?
Because he's losing all the time.
Yeah, that can be pretty upsetting. I know that feeling. TC creeping alongside the Farseer, gonna be 3-2 levels here. This is big level ups. If Fly could force a fight right now with his mass raiders. What?
Yeah. Like, maybe he thinks Mountain King progress isn't that easy, especially not if you walk into the opponent's army. Can he somehow...
What is the round,
there's
though?
no TP. Chain Lightning kills him, and there's no disable now.
Wait a minute.
What?
He doesn't have a TP.
What? Double kill for Fly?
Oh.
He just walked into his own grave. GG, Fly is in the winner bracket final. Sock is down to the lowest finals. Seven minutes 44.
All right, we're catching up on the time.
Yep.
Huh. That was a very weird game.
Yep. And early...
Shows you how important it is not to lose the TPs early. The bash creep actually made this happen. For real.
Unbelievable. Cool start, I think. Game 1 was a nice back and forth. Game 2 was pretty much a stomp, but still quite fun to watch. We get our second game then in a bit. That's the second winner bracket semifinal. That's going to be 2 Koreans here having to face the Chinese in the winners finals. That is Lin versus Lawliot, Orc versus Night Elf coming up. You stay tuned. We take a little break and then we see each other in 5 minutes.